Sorry, pal. We're out of gas and your engine is boiling. Let's see if we can fix you up here. We'll be back on the road in no time. Stranded in the middle of nowhere. No juice. Dad used to say, a flawless establishment needs flawless window panes. Hansen's ice cream. I used to love it when I was little. I wish. This loot box contains only some rusty pliers. Hello? Anybody in there? I could really use some gas. Meals on Wheels. Your order is waiting. Tax investigation. Open the door. Can you please let me in? I'm totally not a vampire, I swear. How should I open the door with these rusty pliers? Locked. Of course. Terra Incognita Scenic Highway. Next town ahead. Long shot by the sea. Sounds promising. Those pliers won't help me with that. Out of gas. And the engine is overheated. My tires should still last a couple of miles. Does it ever rain here anyway? No way. It fits. That was almost too easy. It's pitch black. I can't even see my own hands. There's something funny about that picture. Oops! A hidden switch. This must be the main fuse. Extra large, no refill. Cherry pie. If there's something I can't stand, it's cherry pie and hot coffee. 20% bun, 5% cold cuts, and 75% cling film. Thanks, but no thanks. Looks dusty. What I wouldn't give to be there. It's a picture of a buffalo. The landscape on that picture vaguely I know this image. Daytona Beach. Electrical cables. Zip. This thing wouldn't take me far. I know this image. Coffee. If there's something I can't stand, again that ghastly tune. All I have left are a few Deutschmarks. Pretty useless out here anyways. If it wasn't for the impenetrable darkness, the legions of bugs and that awful... This sure could... It's just one short circuit before every... Now they are working again. Drink up. You must be dying of thirst. Not until I have found a way to cool down the engine. Cold as ice. Exactly what I need. There you go. Have some Kool-Aid. Good to go. But which way? If I only had a clue where I am. Milestones. Did they ever actually help anyone? Hansen's ice cream. I used... Some of these constellations seem familiar. Or do they? Some of these constellations... Some of these All I have left are a few Deutschmarks. Dad used to... Good to go. Those pliers won't... Tiny rock gas station. A beacon in the dark. Some of these constellations seem familiar. Or do they? If it wasn't for the sand, the impenetrable legions of them, that awful smell, this sure could make... Some of these constellations... Some of these... This is the end of nowhere. I wonder if these postcards would ever reach their destination. This one shows a map of the area. I'll take it with me. Quite off the beaten track. Done. Finally, we can make off again. Oh, come on. Start already. It's that darn oil pump again. Looks like we'll be stuck here for a while.
You sure this is the right place? When's the next bus back to the city? Beverly, I have arrived. I feel spewed out into the most barren, dark void of Europe. All things considered, this could most likely be the best vacation ever. Feeling chilled out already. Ah, yes. That's where I am. The next city is like 1,000 miles away. The bus stop. My gateway to the outside world. Brrr. Look. Its heydays are over. Paddleboat rental. 1 hour, 1 Deutschmark. Hades. Paddleboat rental. Closed. A hiking map of the region. The upper section has been torn off. TRUBERBROOK, County of Brokenlande, 1 kilometer. I wonder what that is. Arrived at destination after a short walk. TRUBERBROOK, a tranquil little town. Seems a bit run down. I must say, Beverly, I absolutely fell in love with this town already. Wooden fences always remind me of... This bucket seems to have been hung... That is one... That's probably the town's landmark. There's a selection of local charcuterie on display. Würstebrei, Stippgrütze, Schlagte Platte, Pothoeke, Tote Oma. The mysterious village. Who is into this kind of stuff? Beverly, I discovered the local movie theater, Mobius Palace. The favorite genres around here appear to be Western and noir. The time-traveling machine. Complete nonsense from a quantum mechanical perspective. Small ads, postings, announcements. They're holding a town fair soon. Exciting. Evening.
Hey. Nobody there, huh?
Doesn't seem so. Hello? I'm not going to give up.
Good afternoon. How can I help you, darling?
There's a room reserved for me. You know the lottery? I won a stay over here.
You won? How can you win a stay in TRUBERBROOK?
Well, actually, I don't really remember taking part in any lottery myself. yet I received this winning notification.
What was the name again?
Hans Tannhauser. Dr. Hans Tannhauser.
Tannhauser, 11hauser. Oh, Dr. Hans Tannhauser. Oh yes, here we have it.
Say, is it a quiet room?
Seeking some peace and quiet,
Well, I'm working on a text and I could really use some serenity.
Text? Are you a kind of writer or something?
Normally, I work for a university. Right now, I'm writing a paper on quantum physics.
I've heard worse. You arrived just in time for the big anniversary celebration. TRUBERBROOK is a bit noisier than usual around these days. But apart from that, I'd say you have nothing to worry about in terms of disturbance. Here's your key, Dr. Tannhauser. My name is Trude, by the way.
If you don't mind, where are all the other guests?
Let's put it this way. The season in TRUBERBROOK is already over.
I get the impression the season has been over for some time. What?
Please, you've got to help me.
Did that guy just disappear with my paper? Something unusual happened. There was an uninvited guest in my room tonight. Now that he's escaped, I'm going to chase him down. What is this? Some kind of goo? Where did he go? Darkest night. In the pale starlight, this village appears to be composed of jagged silhouettes and loneliness. It's the window to my room. A trail of goo. The thief must have left it behind. The trail leads further uptown.
Hey there. Taking a little night stroll?
Someone was in my room.
You only just got here and you already have secret admirers?
No, it was a burglar. I think.
Well, I haven't seen anyone sneaking around here, but if I were you, I would probably follow these somewhat extremely obvious footprints.
You've got a point there. Please excuse me. This situation is growing aggravating. I followed the person who stole my notes into a kind of dead-end street. And now he's vanished. Picture me standing here at the edge of the world, stripped of my writings.
I wonder who on Earth would steal a paper on quantum physics. Do you like ghost stories? It is said that a Proto-Germanic cult used to live up here in the mountains. They prayed to the spirits of the forests. I know it's a long shot, but maybe this visitor of yours is one of those spirits?
Evil spirits?
Nonsense, I was just trying to mess with you. What was your name again? Tenhauser? Name's Gretchen. I'm an anthropologist. In fact, those old Proto-Germanic ritual grounds just so happen to be my special subject. One of them is supposedly somewhere around here, though I haven't been able to find it yet.
Gretchen, well met. Now, that's all well and good, but what am I going to do without my notes?
You know what? I'm going to help you track down that burglar. It looks like he escaped with one of the old gondolas. I bet he's hiding somewhere in the mountains, which, incidentally, is also where I was heading. Come on, you're a scientist. You're coming with me now and you're going to help me find this ritual site. Who knows, maybe you'll even find your evil spirit there. The one with an interest in quantum whatchamacallits. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. So what do you say? You with me? Ha! I knew you had the spirit of adventure in you. Are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. The early bird catches the worm and all that. We have to find a way up the mountain. It would be easiest if we used a cable car. I reckon that's also what our friend thought.
The cable car doesn't exactly appear to be in pristine condition. What do you think?
Don't worry, I'm sure I can fix this. I can't fix this. The master key is missing and a weasel damaged the electric mains.
Maybe it was the burglar who did this.
The plan. I'll hold the position and try my best. Why don't you take a look around town? We need the master key for the cable car. Also, we need to override the broken mains. Think you can remember that?
I'll try to remember.
Let's go. This is going to be fun.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
You've got yourself a nice spot here.
It's heartbreaking to see the town in decline like this. Everything's going down the drain, just like this wobbly table.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
Are you all right?
Please don't ask. I can't even savor my cognac as long as this terrible table keeps on wobbling.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
I've been wondering about that cable car.
I don't want to think about the old cable car. This wobbling table is simply unbearable. It's driving me crazy.
Good morning. Ah. Good morning.
Morning, Mr. Tenhauser.
Can you tell me something about the old cable car?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it.
Who exactly is this Baron von Sülz?
Baron von Sülz used to run the mine, a philanthropist and patron of the arts. His wife was a flamboyant Baroness von Sülz. You must have heard of her. Anyway, when the company took over the mine, the Baroness dropped him as well and left the Baron behind. A broken man. Now his cat is his only remaining pleasure.
What were they mining for? Do you know?
An old silver mine. So nothing a quantum physicist would be interested in. It's been a few years, back in the days, when there was enough work for everyone. Then this company took over the mine, only to shut it down immediately.
So why did they shut down the mine?
There is talk and rumors all over the town. Allegedly, people started disappearing without a trace. Tourists, poor laborers without families, the odd stranger. Some folks were also talking about toxic residues in the air and the water. But nobody knows anything with certainty. If you ask me, I'm just glad the whole affair has come to an end. All those rumors have kept spa guests away for years, as you can see for yourself.
What about this mysterious company you were talking of?
They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation. They have connections to the top, if you know what I mean. Way up to the highest circles of power.
What became of the people working the mine?
More and more outsiders came to town. Nobody knows what they were actually doing in the mines. Some went missing, some went crazy. Who can tell? At one point, they even bought the old sanitarium in order to provide housing for their workers. That was before the mine shut down, of course.
Would you wrap up the whole story in detail for me again?
The cable car leads up to the old mine. It used to belong to the Baron von Sülz. Then this company from overseas forced him to sell it. They are called Millennium Cooperative or something like that. A very dubious corporation.
I've heard enough. Thank you.
Anything else I can do for you?
This establishment you call your own has quite the charm.
A family business for more than 75 years. Actually, I took over the guest house together with my brother. But now it's just me and my little daughter.
Being the only guest, I was wondering, how's the season going so far?
Season? We haven't had one in ages.
Your daughter really likes watching TV, huh?
You see, the kid is always in front of the box. She's got her mind set on extraterrestrials and alien worlds. Nonsense, don't you think?
So what happened to your brother?
The only interest that scoundrel had was in his bottles. In the end, that good-for-nothing took a half too much of his Bolzenschuss and just made off. Anything else I can do for you?
Trude, would you pour me one of your Pilsner beers, please?
Just a second, Professor. Here, a coaster. There you go. Cheers!
Please ring bell for service. We only serve small pots.
What's this? The table stopped wobbling? Oh, thank you so very much. I was hardly able to focus on anything else but this cursed wobblery.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir?
Could you tell me something about the cable car in this town?
Don't bring up the old cable car. I don't even want to think about it.
So what's with the cable car?
I used to own the cable car. In fact, the whole mine. Everything was taken away from me. Those maniacs destroyed everything. The cable car, the mine, the whole village.
Who are these maniacs you're referring to?
The Millennium Cooperative, a multinational conglomerate of enterprises. Ruthless and unscrupulous. They leave us little family businesses with next to nothing.
What do you mean they destroyed everything?
First, they stripped me of the mine. Then, more and more dubious eggheads and foreign workers started pouring into town, driving visitors away with the gigantic machines.
You ran a mining business?
Well, but yes. I am the Baron von Zölz, entrepreneur and mining engineer in the 3rd generation, district mayor of TRUBERBROOK Zölz and TRUBERBROOK Düssel, assistant secretary to the municipal council, patron of TRUBERBROOK and the arts, well known beyond the borders of this country.
Please, go on.
More and more outsiders came to town. What they were actually up to in the mine, no one knows for certain. But after a few years of quick profits, they shut down the place and closed the cable car all together in one go. Just think of it. This was my life's work. They closed down the mines, drove away the people, and turned a once flourishing community into a ghost town.
Would you wrap up the whole story in detail for me again? Who are these maniacs you're referring to?
The Millennium Cooperative, a multinational conglomerate of enterprises. Ruthless and unscrupulous. They leave us little family businesses with next to nothing. First, they stripped me of the mine. Then, more and more dubious eggheads and foreign workers started pouring into town, driving visitors away with the gigantic machines. What they were actually up to in the mine, no one knows for certain. But after a few years of quick profits, they shut down the place and closed the cable car all together in one go. Just think of it. This was my life's work. They closed down the mines, drove away the people, and turned a once flourishing community into a ghost town.
These must have been difficult times for you.
I appreciate your concern.
Would you mind lending me the key to the old cable car?
The cable car, the cable car! What do you want with it? There's nothing worthwhile up there. Don't bother me with your mumbo-jumbo, will ya? My faithful cat Claus has abandoned me. That's all I can think of right now.
Are you feeling any better, now that the table isn't wobbling anymore?
Thank you for asking. But joy? What does it even mean? My life lost most of its joy since Claus disappeared.
Who is Claus?
Claus is my tomcat, an angel of an animal. He was the only one to always remain by my side. But now, he's vanished, without a trace. Everything in this world is going down the drain. Mark my words.
Maybe he just went for a stroll.
I don't know. Claus was always faithful and stood by my side. Then he just disappeared without a trace. You can't rely on anything in this world anymore. Let me tell you. It's just awful.
Any news about Claus?
Nothing.
Please excuse.
Please don't stand there.
Excuse me. Didn't mean to. What's that you're watching?
Never seen a TV before?
Coming up next, a new episode of Rocket Ship Andromeda.
Have you been living under a rock? With a TV set, you can take journeys to other worlds. Now that I think of it, I have never seen you here before. Are you from another world as well?
Depends on how you look at it. My name is Hans. I just arrived from Berlin.
Hey Hans, I'm Leni. My mom owns the place.
70,000 light years from home, the rocket ship has stranded in star system Omega 3.
Is Berlin also in star system Omega 3?
Berlin is located right in the middle of Brandenburg, so it is worlds apart.
Brandenburg? Never heard of it.
Star Cybernetation Commander Aurora is searching for a way back home.
And what do you do for a living? Are you a famous cybernetician too?
I'm a quantum physicist.
Quantum what? Anyways, I'm going to be a star cybernetician.
Only Commander Aurora can disintegrate the even Rulans into thin air with her space beams.
So, do you Berlinellians have any special powers? Can you make things disappear?
I can make incredible amounts of candy disappear.
I can do that too.
Stay tuned, folks. We will be right back after a few consumer-oriented product endorsements.
My uncle knew how to make things disappear as well. I also know where, but I mustn't tell anyone on Earth.
Your uncle was a wizard?
Wizards? They aren't even real.
So, what do I have to do to make you tell me?
There's only one thing I can think of. Can you prove you're not an Earthling?
I'll think of something. Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. They serve traditionally hearty local meals in this place. Apparently, a few maggots found themselves a lovely home in there. I'll save you, my little friend. I've already... Note to self, the buffet in this guest house is an obvious case for the public health department. I don't want to take this with me. If anywhere, it belongs in the trash. But I love cheese skewers. I don't want to take this... A dim... Some of the... This can must have fallen off the table. I've... Note to self. There's something lying on the floor. It's a massage rod. Somebody must have misplaced it. This muddle of telling more about the... Before you even know, I hope this isn't a bad omen. I would probably hurt myself. No. I don't want to mess up the crime scene. I don't want to cover up these. Just a hanger. This muddle of spots and drips is probably telling more about the room's many previous occupants than I'd wish to know.
Hey, mister!
Excuse me, didn't mean to. I'd rather not disturb. Look, this is the star log I'm using to stay in contact with my home planet. Just met human child Lenny, keeper of a cosmic secret.
Awesome. Is this a Starlog for real? May I please?
My pleasure.
This is Lenny of planet Earth speaking. My uncle had a secret stash hidden under a loose plank in room 3.
Room 3? That happens to be my room.
Room 3 used to be where my uncle Heinz lived.
And where is your uncle now?
My mom says he is now living on planet No Good.
Oh, there really is a hidden stash below. Loads of useless junk, and an almost empty bottle of schnapps. I'll only take the schnapps. Bolts and shoes. Now look at all these fishing rods. Quite the collection.
You can borrow one if you like, but only in exchange for a pawn. They have a tendency to get lost otherwise.
Pawn? You mean deposit?
Oh, thanks. For me?
Does this device suffice as a deposit in exchange for the fishing rod?
Yes. Feel free to leave it here.
Yes, that sounds like a good deal.
Just be sure to bring it back, will you?
I don't want to cover up these. Well then, good catch. What the? Can opener? Soft as a feather. I can't get close enough. That's some sturdy, full-grown reed. You like this, don't you?
Claws?
Nowhere to run from here, kitty. Oh, I think he passed out. Now I've got you. Is this by chance your cat, Claus?
Oh, my beloved Claus. Where have you been? You look exhausted, old friend.
Good morning.
Excuse me, sir.
Would you mind lending me the key to the old cable car?
You've been so kind to me today. You have reunited an old man with his loyal cat. I'd have given you everything. My heritage, my stocks, my startups. Yet all you desire in your modesty is this aged key. Here you are. I can't fathom what you may want with it, but please take it.
Now it's a case for the metal restorer. This old generator is running at maximum strength. It's even sending out sparks.
Voila. There's a current again.
I'll just leave it like that.
Good job. The cable car is going.
Now that the cable car is fixed, we need something to replace the missing gondolas. I'm sure this will take us up the mountain.
You're a funny man, Tannhauser. I like it.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Man, you're some klutz. We'll meet on top. In case you manage to find a way. See ya!
Hello? Hello? Fascinating.
Neck circumference 39 centimeters. Heart rate 66 steady. Generally neglected, yet overall stable condition. Vigilance decrement, patient somnolent. Reduced effect display. Skin pigmentation livid. Nutritional basic needs barely met. Muscular system recessive, possible myopathy. Barrel-shaped thorax, strongly noticeable funnel chest. Raisin-colored nodes on both sides of the mid-clavicular line in the fourth ICS. Marfan syndrome, arachnodactyly. Lower extremities atrophic. Enormous kyphosis. Extremities bilaterally impaired, reduced muscle tone. Weak monosynaptic reflex. Past finger-nose coherence test line without anomalies. Abdomen flexible, no hardening. Overly vibrant bowel noises. Brisk peristalsis. Hyperreflexia, mood agitated. Patient's condition unclear.
Where am I?
Patient has regained consciousness and appears responsive.
Excuse me, please. Could you tell me where I am?
Patient's orientation to person, space, time, and dimension remains unclear. I have to ask you a couple of questions. How are you feeling?
Ouch.
Who are you?
My name is Hans.
What are you doing here?
I was just about to ask you the same question.
Assuming you knew, where have you been born or assembled?
Assembled?
Have you ever had a déjà vu?
I think I've had it with you.
Have you ever had an out-of-body experience?
You are going to have an out-of-body experience in a moment, pal.
Interesting. Please remain prepared for further examinations.
Are you even listening to me?
I'm afraid we can't let you leave until we have verified your right to stay. It's for your own safety. Just knock the door loud and clearly when you feel able to undergo a few more experiments. I'll be there to pick you up. The patient's status remains unclear.
I'm feeling a little dizzy.
Dr. Remmler, please behave.
They took away all my cool gadgets and locked me up in this small room. I tried protesting, but to no avail. What have I gotten myself into? It definitely doesn't feel like a relaxing summer vacation so far.
Are you ready for further tests?
Let me go.
First, the tests.
Fine then, I'm ready. That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. Now just get going already.
If you say so. Let's start with a short evaluation of your associative capabilities. A sort of warm-up, if you will. We are going to show you a series of images, and you will tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. First image?
The universe. But it could also be a cup of latte from a top-down perspective.
I knew it. Second image?
You are aware that all of this is totally...
Now focus, please. Image number 3.
Are we done soon?
You know, this isn't really optional. And we're done. That's that. Mr. Tannhauser, there is no need to play games anymore. It's your decision to make. We both know you'll run out of excuses sooner or later. That's when we've got you. Then you'll have nowhere left to hide. We know who and what you are. Ultimately, it's up to you to take that first step into the right direction. Let's keep you here for the time being.
Why, of course. But where? I could use this to climb to the hatch. I need a very special tool to unscrew those very small screws. No water pressure. Or clogged. A coin. It fell right out of the shower head. And right into my inventory for some cosmic reason. The benefits of capitalism. need the right combination. A pretty steep downslope. I'll take it with me. It might come in handy should I need an improvised hat.
Now we only need to get a few things set up. Then we'll pick you up once the proceedings are about to commence. Knock on the door when you feel ready.
I think I'm sobering up again finally. What a trip. Oh no. I'm not really going to have to replace the fuses, right? My dad always used to say, "Son, whatever you do, stay away from fuse boxes."
There's something written on the wall.
Well, thanks, I guess. I'll try with this code someone left on the wall. Interesting. These seem to be the medical records.
There you are. You must be lost.
I'm looking for room service.
No more lame excuses. We are going to perform the test. Now.
That slumber morel smoothie sure made me dizzy. I can see clearly now. Come on, let's get it over with.
If you say so. Let's start with a sort of warm-up. We are going to show you a series and you will tell me the first thing. First image.
War.
That is. Second.
Cruelty.
Are you sure? Image.
Unnecessary violence.
And we're done counting in the benefit of the doubt. Next up is self-assessment, ranging from 1, very inaccurate, to 4, very accurate. How would you rate the following statements? I often feel controlled by others.
1.
I enjoy carrying a lot of stuff with me.
3.
I don't care much about art.
Obviously a 3.
I believe that future events are predetermined.
It's a 2. Yeah, kind of. Not really, though. 2 is 50%, right?
Thank you. Next, we are going to show you a few colors. Please describe them as elaborately as possible. Let's begin. So, what do you see? Please describe this color as precisely as possible.
Exciting. Makes me want to leave everything behind and start a new life on Mars.
How do you feel about this color? Anything particular that meets the eye?
Kitsch. Like happy little accidents. Calm, humble, and inspiring.
Thank you. And what are your associations with this color?
Fragile. Like a butterfly in a hurricane. Well, actually, a butterfly isn't really all that fragile. Its wings do quite well under most weather conditions.
Remarkable. If you had to put a name on this shape, what would it be?
Rectangle. An idea shaping an orthogonal reality, from Pythagoras to Descartes until probably the end of time.
And this one?
Triangle. Trinity. The whole idea of it. The 3 wide open seas. The 3 apostles. The 3 wonders of the world, and all 3 of the important beetles.
Thank you. That's that. Now a few questions where you have to make a decision. Would you rather have landed in Roswell or crashed on the moon?
I've never set foot to Roswell, I swear.
Would you rather be the only suit at Woodstock or the only hippie on Wall Street?
Guess I'm fine, as long as I don't have to be wearing medieval armor.
Would you rather have a hammer toe or sickle cell anemia?
Actually, one of these already made me visit a real doctor. Why don't you take a guess which one it is?
Would you rather be the Franz Beckenbauer of rock and roll or the Elvis Presley of soccer?
Do you know Florence Foster Jenkins? Music-wise, she has it all. Only I seem to understand.
Would you rather be an eagle with a shell or a turtle with wings?
Four small tortoises discover an undersea lab experimenting with secret gamma rays that somehow make them grow wings. You could make a movie of this.
Thank you. Think of your childhood. What are the first 3 items coming to your mind?
Dad, Aunt Lottie, Hans and ice cream.
Are you sometimes afraid of the day your true identity becomes uncovered?
Well, yes. Aren't you?
Do you sometimes feel that everything is just about to happen, while all of it has already been decided?
Yes.
Congratulations, my dear Mr. Tannhauser. You have passed the associative test with excellent results. I have no more doubts that you are a real human.
A real That's what this was all about?
I apologize for the inconvenience, but one can never be sure these days. It's our civic duty to track down and detain these aliens. They are among us. Mark my words, Mr. Tannhauser. You are free to go. Please show yourself out.
I'm a human being, of flesh and blood, and now I'm going home. Aliens? You must be out of your minds.
I'll leave the key under the doormat. Where am I? Hello? Anybody there?
This way.
What is this place? I've arrived at some sort of mining facility. It looks abandoned. Judging by our tracks, I've almost caught up with Gretchen. Locked. Let's have at it. No, Hans, that... Debris. People keep losing helmets all the time. Here we go. Beverly, the time has come. I am stranded, trapped deep underground in some sort of god-forsaken cave. It's freezing cold. I can hardly see a thing. Whoever finds this recording, please hand the cassette tape to Miss Beverly. And now this. Hello?
Good thing there's no monkey wrench involved in this puzzle. There you go. Water March. Always remember to wear your helmets, kids. Away with it. I knew I shouldn't have skipped Aunt Lottie's swimming lessons.
Oh, you finally made it! I almost thought you'd never come. Look at you, covered in dirt. Did you stumble all the way here through the old mines?
I don't have to answer that. Anyway, you're not going to believe what just happened to me.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You gotta tell me every single detail when we have the time.
They sure have big doors around here.
It looks like they really wanted to make sure there was no trespassing.
Wow. Congratulations. I think you found your ritual site. I was abducted, imprisoned, and scrutinized by a mad scientist, among other things.
You must have bumped your head too hard.
No, for real. There is an old sanitarium down this valley.
I thought no one's lived there in ages.
There's at least one so-called scientist. He conducted a wide range of crazy tests on me.
Tests?
Yes, he had me talk about colors and answer personal questions.
Tannhauser, are you sure you haven't suffered some sort of brain damage?
How do I know? I found your camp outside.
Yes, I waited for you. But since it took you so long, I couldn't resist going ahead. Enough talk. Let's find a way to open this monstrous gate. What do you think?
Who'd build?
No idea.
I'm still...
We need to get that door open.
And... again.
Please light up these symbols.
Wow, these look like Neolithic cave paintings. Who would have guessed? A group of stickmen fallen asleep around some sort of hexagon. Tannhauser, this is sensational.
Fallen asleep?
Look, this seems to have activated one of the lights on the vault door. You see that afterglow?
Could you point the light in this direction?
Ah, interesting. This looks like a Latin inscription. Hang on to your head. Interpreted freely, this translates to Path of No Return. Hogwash, you Romans.
Interesting. Maybe these inscriptions are somehow connected to the opening mechanism. Some sort of photonic reception, perhaps.
What's that over there?
You're not gonna believe this. These are Germanic runes, my special field of interest. This one roughly translates to Be gone, stranger, for all you may find here is certain death.
Did you notice that other little light turning on?
What do you make of this?
Weird. Tannhauser, these are ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. What are they doing here? I'm afraid I don't know too much about them. This pictogram on the left could mean door or gateway. It's followed by the symbol of death. Doesn't that spark your curiosity as well?
There, another light.
What's that over there?
Just a crack in the wall.
Any ideas?
What's that over there?
Interesting. Are you thinking what I am thinking?
Is this a graffito?
Down here. In any case, it's hard to decipher.
Are you seeing that hexagon there as well?
No idea. You've got the door open already?
Now there are 5 lights. What does it mean? And again. Could you light up the cave paintings for me again? Please point the light to the hieroglyphs again. Please show me the Latin inscriptions again. Could you show me that ruin thing again?
I don't get it.
Can we take a look
Open
at the
sesame.
graffito again? Again, 5 lights.
This looks promising.
This cave has obviously been visited by explorers for millennia. Isn't it strange that all of them left warnings on the wall? And whoever built this gigantic vault wanted to make sure that only a human with the right set of knowledge could open it. Maybe long after its architects ceased to exist. I assume this is why they utilized all of these different writings. They literally left the code on the wall. In case of an emergency? Remarkable.
Yes!
Let me find the light switch first.
Let's take a look around. This is exciting.
Any idea?
I wonder who or what's behind all of this. Did you see that pretty large particle accelerator?
Any idea?
Wow. I wonder...
All this modern hardware must have cost We didn't even have anything remotely this size at my university. No idea what purpose they might serve. I'd rather not come too close to this killing machine. I brought back order to the...
I stumbled upon an impressive model of our solar system, yet curiously, it displays our 9 planets in disorder, as if there was a disturbance in the interstellar balance. Much like an event known to the ancient Greeks as ekperosis, the catastrophic imbalance of the universe. Whether this is a foreshadowing of things to come, or the device is simply broken, I cannot say. To be honest, it's hard to say if it means anything at all.
All sorts of strange gadgetry. What an enormous compound. Any idea?
I wonder who or...
It seems to be defective. Of course, the door is blocked.
Error. Memory overflow.
Hello? Anybody there?
Of course. Another locked door.
"64 kilobytes of main memory on isolinear chips? Good lord. Gretchen, this is the future. Seems you have a RAM module loose.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Please identify yourself.
My name is Tannhauser. Hans Tannhauser.
I do not recognize you, Hans.
Why does it matter?
I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
I am Hans, and I defragmented your memory.
I do not recognize you, Hans. I am only allowed to grant access to authorized personnel.
This isn't going anywhere, Tannhauser. We need brute force.
It seems to be...
I've already made an entry on this. I stumbled up yet much, whether that to be honest.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Please identify yourself.
I can't see you. Who's talking there?
My name is Barbarossa 2000. I am the guardian of the station.
Can't you just open this door for me?
Not possible.
This isn't going anywhere, Tannhauser. We need brute force.
What kind of station is this?
This station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I may only give this information to authorized individuals.
How do I become authorized?
Not possible. I cannot authorize you, since I do not know you.
Who constructed you?
I was developed and built by Dr. von Strack and Dr. Rummler. I am property of the Millennium Cooperative.
It's me, Dr. von Strack.
Negative. Your voice patterns don't match Dr. von Strack's.
I'm telling you, these things are of no use at all.
How long have you been here?
16 years, 304 days, and 9 hours.
Aren't you feeling lonely? All on your own down here?
I am patient by nature. My developers assured me the station was only temporarily shut down.
What if something happened to Dr. Rummler? Then he could never continue with his work.
Dr. Rummler promised me we would start working again very soon. Dr. Rummler is my friend. Why would he lie to me?
People lie sometimes.
Your point is illogical. If what you said was true, how could I rely on statements made by humans?
That is the point. You simply can't.
Overheating in segment B23 imminent.
It's smoking.
That hit the spot.
We didn't even have anything remotely this size at my university. Of course. The door's blocked. Of course. The door's blocked. Any chance you might consider letting me through?
I am very sorry. I can only grant access to authorized personnel. You may wait here, if you wish. I would most certainly enjoy your company, yet I may only allow passage to subjects of acquaintance.
That's what I get for helping you?
I am sorry. I may only grant access to authorized personnel.
Any chance you might consider letting me through?
I am very sorry. You may... I would most...
That's what I get.
I am sorry.
Any chance?
I am. You may. I would not. Not possible.
Any chance you might?
I am very. You may wait. I would not.
But you do.
Yes, you are.
Imagine the possibility of Dr. Romler never, and I'd be your only friend.
Are you my friend? Huh?
I am your friend, Barbarossa.
You make me happy.
You two are adorable. Get a room.
Now that you know me, would you please let me through?
But if I let you pass, I will be alone again. Will you come back and pay me a visit?
Scout's honor.
Access granted.
It's the Saturn portal. You have no idea, do you?
What do you mean?
Quantum physicist, ridiculous.
Is that a gun?
Get off of that boy.
I can see no reason for violence here.
Hey. Is that really necessary?
You too, Bambi. Move over there.
Are you serious? After everything we've been through?
You're not gonna stand in my way. You've had your chance, Tannhauser, but you had to follow me around like a puppy dog. Now that's what you get.
But it was you that had the idea to come here.
Shut your pie hole.
Please, you don't understand. I need help.
What kind of a dork are you? A bunch of hapless maggots, that's what you are. Standing in front of the Saturn portal without any clue. You're staying here, chums. You may as well bid farewell to this stupid clunker while you're at it. It's been getting on my nerves from the beginning.
No.
Bye-bye.
Some people are scoundrels, others are not. Yes, that's how it is.
I still can't believe Gretchen would play such a wicked game on me.
Now, this is not what I wanted either.
Who are you? And what are you doing here anyway? Hey, that was you, last night in my room.
Calm down, please. You must have a lot of questions.
You bet I do.
But first, you should try to get out of this predicament.
I assume you have a plan on how to open the door. You seem to know what you're doing. She called it a Saturn portal. What was she talking about?
It's a metaphor. Actually, it's just an ordinary quantum portal. You can travel to different realities, distant stars, and galaxies. That is where I come from.
Good Lord. So all of this is real? Do you know who built the portal?
This station was built by the Millennium Cooperative. I believe something went wrong when I came out of the portal. They took me with them and abandoned the station soon afterwards. But they certainly didn't construct the portal.
Who did then?
Who knows? Probably a natural phenomenon? A geological vortex? A high-intensity meridian? A cosmic G-spot? It is ancient. There is a large network, like wormholes connecting different dimensions.
Who are you anyway?
My name is Lazarus Taft, and I hope you'll excuse my late introduction. I'm a traveler, if you will.
And where are you from? From the other side?
See, and I know that's kind of a lot of information, but I've been stranded here for some time now. I desperately need to leave, get back home. Please don't get me wrong, I really like it here, but I need to go. If I don't, I will die, simple as that. As you probably suspected, you winning that lottery was part of my arrangement, to get you here.
Wait, what?
The problem is that you can't control the portal unless you have the right piece of technology. At home we have a device called a quantum discriminator. You can buy it at any convenience store, but I certainly don't know how to build one myself. This is why I needed your formula, your calculations, to tune in. There are dangers, though. You can disintegrate the whole planet if you aren't careful, which is what she's doing right now.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Taft. Tannhauser. Let's talk about stealing my notes.
Yes, that was me. Believe me, I wouldn't have needed to if everything had gone according to my plan. I wanted to ask for your help, but then she surprised me. I know taking your journal wasn't right, and I'm sorry about it. I would have returned it, I promise.
What was it you wanted from my journal? They're really just notes, and a few doodles.
I needed it to tune into the right quantum frequency. See, I'm just an ordinary traveler. I know next to nothing about quantum mechanics. At least not enough to control this portal.
You're talking crazy talk.
This is not the best time to go into too much detail.
Okay, but what's my role in all of this?
I needed your help. You were the last piece of the puzzle. When I saw your article in Science Today, I was 100% sure you were the right guy for me, to help me get home. Enough talk. Let's move.
This is getting boring.
We are all puppets on a string, Mr. Tannhauser. You are nothing but a pawn in my new narrative.
Did we seriously just step out of a phone booth?
We did. Wait, there is another way?
I don't have to answer that. What's it like on the other side?
Different. Hard to describe.
Just try. How does it feel? The transition, I mean.
Hans, we have no time for that right now.
Please, I need to know.
Well, you can imagine it as a rift, a junction in space-time. Your mind enters a stage of near transcendence. There are no thoughts, no words, no sounds or visions, no sense of self. And suddenly, bam, you see a myriad of possibilities exploding right in front of you.
Can you elaborate?
I'm not an expert, but, well, I think it's coming from the neural network making up your consciousness. It temporarily disintegrates during the experience and then suddenly reintegrates. The real world, its outlines become somewhat twisted, warped. You may feel some sort of tranquility. Now that I think of it, yes, there's a certain peaceful quality to it. And a deep realization of cosmic quality when you see yourself reflected in the universe. It is an extraordinarily distinctive sensation. You have to try it sometime.
Like, say, an insubstantial, incorporeal blackness? Somewhat energetic? Astronomical? The void?
Exactly. How do you know that?
I think I've seen it.
Listen. I came to you because I see something in you. You are different. Please help me to get home. And help your people by stopping that woman. I don't think she knows of the dangers she's going to unleash. Your world is going to collapse. Everything will collapse. Just look, we need to stop her.
But how? She's insane.
We need to come up with a quantum discriminator somehow.
I don't want to be here at all.
Yet here you are. Sorry, I need to take a short rest.
We could go to my room.
That would actually be awesome. If that's cool with you.
Follow me. Okay, I went over your plans, and I think I get the idea. It's pretty mind-boggling, but it could work. We need to improvise here and there. I found some scrap metal to roughly model a frame for the device.
Let's get it started then.
I'm afraid there are a few integral components that need to be swapped in, though.
Okay, what are we looking for?
First, we need a source of energy. A very strong source. Second, a particle accelerator. That's going to be a tough nut to crack. Third, a potent coolant. The whole thing could blow up otherwise. Number 4, last but not least, an interface to control the device. Any kind of peripheral will do.
Okay, how do we begin?
The order doesn't really matter. I'll go to the village. Maybe I can find some substitutes for the missing parts.
Good, just bring them over. I'm sure I can patch them together somehow.
Let's do this.
Thank you, Hans. I'd already be dead if it wasn't for you.
Oh, you. It wasn't that bad.
You are awesome. I just wanted you to know that I'm eternally grateful to have met you. All things considered, dying may not be as bad as I always thought it might be.
Don't you say that.
Even if I don't make it, you need to stop her. Promise?
I'm beginning my search right now. A couple of... A small... What's that goo?
Oh, my body is dizzy.
What do you mean?
It is the effect one has to bear.
Does it hurt?
Yes.
I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry, you know it in theory. Now, the quantum discriminator emits a coherent Tetrian beam into the portal.
Projecting a metaphasing trajectory matrix.
Precisely. Then the projected tachyon pulses allow us to modulate the frequency in such a fashion that
the portal synchronizes with the exact temporal quantum coordinates. A rift in space-time.
Exactly.
This is sensational.
I thought you'd like it.
It's the orgone collect. I don't even know what.
Don't worry now.
Then a rift in. This is. An ectoplasm. A hyperlight. A cosmic. An empty jar. That's the toolbox I've borrowed from Truda. Locked. I don't want to take this with me. If anywhere, it belongs in the trash. No. There's a brown tube inside. I could use it for the quantum discriminator. The kid will be traumatized for her entire life if I just disassemble her only friend. I don't think I can do this. Hi, Lainey.
They are showing the Great Twilight Area Celebration Marathon today. 12 hours of bliss in a row.
They are having the ever so riveting town fair outside. Wouldn't you like to go out to the real world once in a while?
The real world is in there, can't you see?
That's not the real world. It's a TV show.
I'll think about it. but for now I need to keep on watching.
She's back. She's back in... Truda?
So, Professor, did you take a look-see around the area?
You could definitely say so. I would like to ask you something.
Oh yes, of course.
Does the name Lazarus Taft ring a bell with you?
Haft. Oh yes, indeed. Doppelkopf player. If you ask me, he's a sham. Ripped my guests off to the last penny. Shady type. You better not get involved with him.
Oh, I think I already... well... never... I'll be...
Make yourself...
Mr. Tannhauser? Step right up.
Hello. How do you know my name?
It's a small town. Penelope Hades. My sister and I run the boat rental over at the lake.
So, are there any prizes?
Our first prize is an all-day boat ride on the TRUBERBROOK.
How much for a ticket?
One ticket, 50 pfennigs. But I'm afraid all tickets have been sold.
Bummer.
I'm sorry.
I'll be leaving... The mere thought of cotton candy makes me shiver. The real thing is just gross. If I keep going, there will be no more prizes left for the rest of the competition. It's a shooting gallery for kids. Baron?
Mr. Tannhauser.
The pleasure is all mine. How is Claus doing?
He is resting, my loyal Claw.
Are you enjoying the...
Yes, all these lights. This is my TRUBERBROOK.
Have you ever heard the name Lazarus Taft?
Taft? Yes, a real good for nothing. It's not that I don't like strangers, especially if they come as tourists to my beautiful TRUBERBROOK, but I was suspicious of this Mr. Taft right from the beginning. If you ask me, you better not mingle with him.
Oh, I think I already... well... I need to be...
Until next...
Patience.
I'll have a cone of roasted almonds, please.
A cone of roasted almonds right away. There you are, sir.
Step right. Wanna put your...
Why not?
Right, all right. That was, not so bad. Just between the two of us. You could use a little dose of vitamins, don't you think? Always remember, a healthy body equals a healthy mind.
Arr, beautiful.
Very. What's a sailor man doing out here?
Well, I'm just so happy to be...
But aren't those
So?
So you have a fear...
It all started when I was a little boy. I was swimming in the lake when my Uncle Ulf suddenly came. I will always remember these two massive To be honest, I nearly drowned back then. That was the day I developed this terrible...
If I may ask, why did you become a sailor man?
I asked this myself many times. Well, my mother insisted that it would be best for me to so naturally, I became...
This is so confusing.
Walk a mile in my shoes.
What happened to your leg?
Well, that happened on my... I don't really want to go into detail. Thanks to the mercy of a rueful instrument manufacturer, and due to a timely taken disability, I now may enjoy a quite decent invalidity far away from...
That's a nice story. Or is it a sad story? I think I'm need... A leaden trophy. My fishing rod. It's still here. I promised Trude to bring it back. That's a ticket for the raffle. This must be my lucky day. I don't even know where to... Hansen's ice cream.
Step right up. Every ticket's a winner. No blanks, guaranteed. Our first prize is an all-day boat ride on the TRUBERBROOK.
See? I found a ticket.
Now look at that. You're a lucky fella. Now let's see what fortune has in store for you. Are you ready? This is your prize. A can of... cat food. Generously provided by the TRUBERBROOK Advertisers Association.
Oh my.
Well, enjoy...
Baron?
Mr. Tan...
The pleasure is... Are you enjoying...
Yes, all the... This is...
I saw you at the raffle, right? Did you win anything?
I won a pair of hiking boots. You, on the other hand, Mr. Tan... Oh, often given. What about you?
I won this.
Excuse me. I am asked. He loves cat. Would you mind me?
What do you have in mind?
You leave this, and in return, I give you this new pair.
Sounds like a perfect deal. So let's make it so.
It will be...
There's a brown tube. The kid... I don't think I... She's back in her... She's back in... I wanted to return your fishing rod.
Good! Did you get a bite?
Kind of.
There is a lot going on in this lake, I can tell you, Professor. Just the other day, I caught a red herring this big. So, let me take a look for your pawned item. Ah, there you are. Here's your whistle.
Whistle?
Well, yes, your whistle.
This is not my whistle.
Not your whistle? Of course this is your whistle, your whistle.
I'm sure I'd recognize this whistle, if it were my whistle. I left you something completely different.
Right. What was it then?
My... massage rod.
Your what? I don't have no massage rod in here. As I said, here is your whistle, Mr. Tannhauser.
Thanks. She's back in her How are you holding up?
Don't worry.
You don't...
No.
About the quant...
Yes?
I totally lost track.
Take a look at these plans. We need a power source. If this was my dimension, I'd recommend you. I'm afraid that's not an option.
Whew. That's a lot of juice.
We do need a particle. Has to be small enough.
A brown tube, maybe?
Could work.
I just had an idea.
An interface to control the device. Get creative on that. A keyboard, buttons, any kind of...
I understand.
And a really potent coolant. It's going to burst.
What do you have in mind?
Water won't do. Think of...
Okay, I'll be back.
Nice evening for a walk.
Eerie.
There's something in the air.
Spruces, fir...
Where spruces prick...
Fir? That's Tanne in German. Just like my name. Never thought about it.
Why? What's your name?
Tannhauser.
We'd pronounce it Tannhäuser with an umlaut. German roots?
Yes, my grandpa.
These things, we call them fir cones.
What do you mean?
Well, some things. You're from around these...
No, just getting accustomed to it.
Me neither. I come here for the...
Smoke?
No thanks.
The climate makes me feel a lot better. So what are you doing up here? Fed up with all the hurly...
I just like traveling.
What about the locals? Do you know them?
Most of them. I'm actually visiting this place every year. Why?
You know a man called Lazarus Tuft?
Yes, I do. Fascinating man. He absolutely crushed me at Doppelkopf once. No one knows for sure where he came from and what he's doing here. Legend says he bought the old mansion in the woods off of his Doppelkopf millions. He rarely ever visits town. Hardly surprising the way folks keep talking around here. Anyway, let them talk. That's my position.
So you're taking a break?
Oh, I lost my hiking boots. They just slipped over the railing. And now they're gone. If you ask me, we are really all in the same vast backyard. All this madness. Looking for some kind of meaning. Anything at all.
Sounds a bit like you're going through a life crisis.
Oh no. Quite the opposite is true. I gained insight. That's what I did. Insight. Exactly. That's it.
I saw you down there at the raffle.
Yes, I tried my luck.
Did you win?
Just a snuff box. Such a letdown. I've sworn off the devil's dealings. You?
I'm in possession of a pair of hiking boots. Didn't you say you lost yours?
Yes, indeed. I'd exchange anything from my inventory for a new pair of hiking boots. Would you trade with me by chance? Your hiking boots in exchange for my snuff tobacco.
Fair enough.
Oh, thank you. How nice. And they're a perfect fit too.
I've got to go.
Okay. Have a nice evening. Thanks again.
You're welcome.
Finally I can make off again. I can hear the call of the wild. Farewell.
Farewell.
Locked. Locked.
Beverly, I have made an astounding discovery. As it turns out, the town's only phone booth leads to some sort of secret passageway. It leads right into the Millennium Cooperative's control center. If I return to the portal empty-handed, no, not an option. I'm not going to use it. meteor crashed down on the other side of the lake. A meteor crashed down on the other side of the lake. So what are you fed up with all?
I just like travel.
I've got to...
Okay, thanks again.
You're welcome.
Finally, I can hear.
Farewell.
Every ticket's a winner.
I'll be leaving then. If I keep going, it's a The mere thought of cotton candy.
I just need a moment to read.
Truda?
Hello, Professor.
Would you mind looking for my real deposit?
Come again?
My massage rod.
Your what?
Never mind. I would like...
Oh, yes, of course.
Ah. I'll be...
Make yourself...
Locked. She's back in her There's a brown... The kid, I don't think... There's something funny about that clock. A dim oil painting showing some of the varnish is starting. Baron?
Mr. Tan.
The pleasure.
Until next.
I think I have enough.
Step right, mister!
Is there a...
Car Scott, the winner of the night gets a trophy.
Oh, okay.
Right, all right. That was, not so bad. Just between the two of us. You could use a little dose of vitamins, don't you think? Always remember, a healthy body equals a healthy mind.
Arr.
I saw you. Did you win?
Arr. Man,
I won this.
Is that snuff tobacco? Would you like to make...
What do you have in mind?
Would you like to have... You know, the one for the... That's what I got.
That's from the local book.
Yes.
Okay.
Ha!
I won this voucher in the raffle.
I know.
How can you know?
Yeah, my sister told me. She's hosting the raffle booth tonight.
Who would have thought?
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. How much for the swimming and...
Oh, just pick one. The season is over, and I have a gut feeling dinosaurs will be out of fashion next year anyway. My bet is on...
Extraterrestrials.
Maybe, yeah.
I'll be leaving. It doesn't look all too seaworthy. There's a leak in the bow, and the paddle wheel seems to be missing. Over here, little birdies. Whoops. I must have overfed them. The streetlight is typical. Beverly, my image of this innocent place has been tainted. I found a trash dump right in the middle of these woods, probably long established by the locals. The question arises, who would sink so low? Keep out. Packets and groceries delivery. Whistle 2 times, leave delivery on doormat, and exit the area. No advertisements. The perfect. These fruits are mine to pick up.
Gotcha! This is private property, and you're obviously on my turf. This time, boy, you've chosen the wrong neighborhood.
I'm selling these fine massage rods.
Didn't you read the sign?
Are you referring to the keep out sign or the one that says no trespassing?
Very funny. You're one of them. I know. Confess.
One of them? Oh no, not again. Okay, I'll tell you once and for all, I'm not an alien. I don't care what you believe.
A what? An alien? Ha! Now you think you've been clever, don't you?
No, sir. And just in case you want me to take part in any tests, let me tell you.
You government guys are getting more and more annoying.
Wait, government guys?
I already told you guys last time. Not on my watch. Name and rank soldier. You're with the CIA, BND, HVA, FBI, NSA. Spit it out!
Name's Tannhauser. I'm a quantum physicist on vacation.
Liar! That's ridiculous! You better tell me the truth, or else... Say something!
What's with your squirrel?
That's Drowsy. He's me friend. Sleepy fella. Okay, I guess you're right. The quality of your lies doesn't imply a higher intelligence at work. Quite the opposite, in fact. So, what are you doing here anyway? The truth this time, the whole story!
Well, it all began a few weeks ago, when I got this notification that said I won a trip to Europe. I was stunned, but Aunt Lottie gave her blessings. A prize like this should not be forfeited, she said. I might even be able to discover some distant relatives. Also that I deserved a break. She only wished for me to return safe and sound. So after a brief visit to Berlin, I began my journey. And that's how I ended up here.
Interesting story. I mean, it's ridiculous, but I'm inclined to believe you. Now, about the part with the Millennium Cooperative. I always had the impression that something wasn't quite right with them.
Well then, bye.
Feel free to visit me anytime. We can go into all the details. Name's Lessing, by the way.
Detailed blueprints for a bunker layout. Odd. The landscape vaguely reminds me of home. A shopping list. Rations, canned meals, tinfoil, magazines. No way. Brass is my kryptonite, and contact allergies are nothing to joke about. I'd rather not sniff around. Self-defense.
Special Agent Hans Tannhauser. I'm with the FBI.
Very funny.
Ever heard the term Saturn Portal?
Of course. In theory, the Saturn portal describes a kind of interdimensional opening. A gate to the stars, like a crossroads or a junction in space-time.
That sounds familiar. So why are you living out here on your own?
The government obviously believes that I'm a threat, so they declared me insane and put me in the sanitarium. Back in the days when it used to be a real sanitarium, before the cooperative took over. When things went down the drain, I realized that people like me have no place in a society like this. People like me have to disappear, go undercover. We have to resist until our day comes.
What do you know about the Millennium Cooperative?
I know they're a bunch of powerful people. A secret society, like the Freemasons or the Illuminati. They are directing from the shadows, globally, playing governments like puppets on strings. They surely built something fishy up there in the mountains. I always knew it.
Crikey. You must have been down the deepest depths of the rabbit hole.
Of course I have. If you look at the ancient Sumerian and Babylonian writings, you will see a pattern emerge that... Ah! You hear that hum? Stop it! Make it stop! Stop, stop, stop! It's them! They try to slowly drive me insane with their atomic radiation.
That sure sounds a lot like science fiction to me.
Well, it's all arcane theoretical physics, blending modern science with occult magic. They are trying to establish a connection to the southern pole of Saturn using Birkeland currents. Birkeland currents, ever heard of that? They flow through the Earth's magnetosphere out into the cosmos, in form of an electric plasma stream, a twisted helix, a conduit right up to Saturn, to free the entities trapped in there. If you look at the northern pole of Saturn, you will recognize that shape, the hexagon.
So why are you living out...
The government obvious so that it again when paper we have...
I think if...
Feel free...
This light bulb is wind-powered, 100% clean energy.
No way.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. About the paddle boat over there? It doesn't seem particularly seaworthy.
Why? What's wrong with it?
I think it has a leak. The paddle wheel isn't in good condition either, if you ask me.
Oh my. You see, I'm afraid it's the last of its kind. Its friends are already lined up at the dry dock. Do you think you could help me fix it? I can't really leave my post right now.
I'll have a look at it.
Sorry about that. You were really...
To be honest...
I'm gonna write you a voucher for a whole weekend during the next season.
But I don't even know if I'll ever... About... It doesn't...
Why?
I think the paddle wheel...
Oh my. Its friend... Do you think you... I can't...
I'll be back. This should fix the leak. This should suffice for a paddle wheel. It's much too cold to go for a swim right now. Ahoy! The woods surrounding TRUBERBROOK emanate a dreary sense of blandness. I've rarely ever been engulfed in a more terrifying, dreadful environment. Not to mention there is a green glow spreading through the fenwoods. Interesting. No trespass. Sensational. Signed, the Paleon... Beverly, I now stand right in front of the legendary TRUBERBROOK specimen. This close, I find it all the less surprising people here have cultivated the myth of a sea monster. He won't be needing these anymore. They did their job. Or did they? Excuse me, sir. Beverly, I took a paddle boat and ventured forth towards the final frontier of this region, a forlorn swamp of ancient origin. On my way, I came across the mortal shell of a lost wanderer. Whether he was led astray by a wisp or fell victim to this region's mythical beast, the Hook Elf, remains a mystery to be disentangled. I can only hope to be spared of such misfortune. Let's see if he had anything on him. Only if it helps to clear his identity, of course. An old rusty key. Locked. Locked. I can't reach them from here. Oh, I'm not feeling too well. Something's glowing green. I can't reach them. Locked. Ahoy.
You fixed the boat. How can I ever...
Don't worry.
No, please take this as a symbol.
This postcard will help me find my way around.
Look who we've got here.
I see you're making good use of those boots.
These boots are made for walking.
My pleasure.
You're looking a bit... Here, have one of these.
Vitamin pills?
All based.
Thanks. I have to be going.
See you later.
Step right up! Step right up! Mister! Wanna...
Why not?
Wow, not too bad. Not too bad at all. I think we have a new champion. Congratulations. Here, this is your prize.
A leaden trophy. Like a trophy made out of lead.
This one's a real beauty.
Thanks. I think I have.
Patience.
Truda?
Hello, Prof.
Would you mind?
Come again. Your what?
Never mind.
Oh, yes, of...
What can you tell me about your brother?
He's a drunkard. He's also not the most reliable type of person, if that counts as a feat. As you see, he's just left me here alone with all this work that needs to be done.
Can you give me a description?
Should you run into him, is that why you are asking? Tall grown, beardy type, red nose, always wearing those yellow rubber boots. Why do you want to know?
I think I may have met him. I found his mortal remains out there in the mire. I'm sorry.
Are you sure?
My condolences.
Oh, Heinz. Poor old Heinz. Rest in peace. Can't say I'm really surprised. Thank you very much. I will inform the inspector immediately.
Would you mind looking?
Come again.
Never mind.
Oh, yes.
I'll be...
Make yourself...
She's back. Perfect fit.
Beverly, I have unearthed the gate to a sealed crypt, the cellar of this lodge. My descent begins. This is what Professor Lidenbrock must have felt when he climbed down the Snæfellsjökull.
I can hardly see a thing. She's back. Truda?
Hello,
Would you... Never mind. I would like...
Oh, yes.
I'll be...
Make yourself...
I'm not... A meteor crashed down on the other side of the lake. If I return...
I just...
Baron?
Mr.
The play... I need... Ahoy. I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. Malt? Truber Lager Pilsen Beer, export, for the stout around the world. It's a recipe for Bolzenschuss Schnapps, top secret. Let's see. Fruit, add malt, add yeast, season with a pinch of slumber morel, dead simple. TRUBERBROOK's finest dry yeast. I need to find a way to ignite fire making. Truda?
Hello, oh, yes, of...
Got a light?
Sure thing.
Ah. I'll be...
Make yourself...
can probably walk on water with this.
It is a well-known fact that some mushrooms are held in high regard all over the world for their hallucinogenic effects. As a means of cleansing, to gain insight either metaphysically or mystically, or to make contact with the gods, even the cosmos itself. TRUBERBROOK seems to be... Ahoy. I can hardly see a thing. Light the way, my friends. I need to find a... This looks promising. Only one more ingredient. Yikes! I'm going to take a sample. For science. Whoa, that is some mean spirit. Alcohol? Never again. Wasn't I carrying some cool gadgets in my pockets earlier? Wow.
God bless, what's this? Did you ever see the likes of it?
What's going on? Where are you heading?
No time to lose. Don't you see the cold front? I have to go to the weather station.
There's a weather station here?
Well, yes. Don't be silly.
What was that? This one is on you, boys.
Oh, exactly what I need. Thanks. Enjoy the show.
End of the world or not, I can't miss this gig. The band. They're still playing their sad song. The band. The band. The band. The band. The band. The The band. The band.
Hey, get lost, you wet blankets.
There is no bad weather, only the wrong clothes. I wholeheartedly have to agree with this saying, Beverly. I am standing on top of the Klumpen, apparently the highest elevation within the surrounding low mountain range. If you wanted to, you could describe the clothes that I'm wearing as perfectly unfit for the current weather conditions. After a short walk, I have reached the local weather station. Frozen. Hello?
Good morning. I didn't see you at all. Please excuse the frosty welcome. Madonna Lücke. I'm with the Meteorological Society.
Tannhauser. My pleasure. So what are you doing here?
I'm observing the weather.
So anything interesting about the weather?
Quite your... But this afternoon I was thunderstruck.
And now the ice is cracking up.
Exactly.
It's dawning on me what you're trying...
I see.
For how long have you...
In TRUBERBROOK, you mean? The project is running for 6...
So what's the...
Just look. The weather's gone completely mad. I just can't make any sense of it. How did that go again? When thunder in September rumbles?
The farmhand...
Oh, come on, that's... Okay. September winds, believe me now.
Brings icy soil that's hard to plow?
Yes. Of course.
Pardon me.
Exactly.
Hello?
Good.
I don't want to... Could I sponge...
Well, what exactly are you...
I want to use it as...
As a cool? You would need to lower its temperature.
I think it'll work out all right. Believe me, I know what I'm talking... After all, I am a physicist. So, could you spare some of your gaseous helium?
I can't... Would you mind venturing? I can't leave here right... No one is going to believe me, ever! And then, suddenly, there's a flash. Aurora Borealis in TRUBERBROOK.
In the name of...
Oh, thank you so much. The guest house down in the village has a telegraph.
I'll try to remember.
Thanks a bunch, Mr.
Tannhauser. Let's get down to business. A space rock from outer space. Come on, be a good boy. Perfect. An important component of the quantum discriminator. Ahoy.
Truda?
Hello, Professor.
I'd like to dispatch a on behalf of the meteorologist on the mountaintop to the Meteorologic Society.
Oh, yes, of course. Shoot.
Well... Zero 7204. One 0433. 22608. 40018. 18109. 0003004. 103.
Oh, that didn't take long for an answer. Let me read it to you. Data inconclusive. Stop. Please verify all data. Stop. Sensational. Stop.
Thank you, Truda. I will deliver the message at once. Hello?
Good morning.
Here's the answer from the headquarters. Data inconclusive. Stop. Please verify all the data. Stop. Sensation? Stop.
A sensation. Did you hear that? That is quite a sensation. Just one more thing, and you can have as much helium as you want. Here. Grab the screwdriver, check on my stations, there are 3 of them, and get me the measurings. Please, I can't leave, by no means.
Where are these stations of yours?
Well, there's one by the lake, another one in the village, near the lookout, and the 3rd is far out in the swamps.
All right.
Thanks a bunch, Mr.
Tannhauser.
Mr. Tannhauser. Thank you.
In TRUBERBROOK, up on the Klumpen top, the art of meteorology is in full swing. The current microclimatic developments in this area seem to have sparked scientific interest.
I bet she doesn't come out here on a regular basis. Let's see. Wind direction, wind speed, precipitation. Temperature? Air pressure? Relative humidity? 2 more weather stations to check on. Ahoy! Let's see. Wind direction, wind speed, precipitation. Temperature? Air pressure? Relative humidity? Hygrometers aren't supposed to be so close to open waters. Only one. Let's see. Wind direction, wind speed, precipitation. It's pretty windy up here. Temperature? Air pressure? Relative humidity? Got it. That's all I need. Hello?
Good morning.
I think I've got your measurings.
Oh, that's incredible. Can you smell the Nobel Prize? I've got to take a closer look.
But...
Oh, yes! Keep the helium. Take as much as you want.
Now it's filled with gas. Perfect. How are you holding up?
Don't worry about it.
About the quantum...
Yes, take it up. It has could work.
I just...
a keyboard.
I understand.
And a...
What do you...
What?
Okay.
Great idea. That's it. That's a good start, isn't it? 3 pieces left.
Right, another pinch of calcium.
Woo, yes. I'll try with this one. We're halfway through. Only 2 pieces and counting.
Core temperature at 15 million degrees Fahrenheit. Check.
I don't even know where to begin.
Don't worry. Now, the
projecting a meta...
Then the projected...
That the portal synchron... A rift in... This is...
Special Agent... So...
The gut, so when thick people we have...
That's...
They've in... If... If...
I think...
Feel...
No way. I prefer to remain on solid. The tower hosts an impressive... I would need something to fill the heat. I prefer... A list of patients. I can barely imagine what these poor souls must have gone through. I'm not in the mood for a snack.
Hey, sweetheart.
Good evening. I'll be... Let's see. Wind direction, wind temperature, hygrometers. Got it. I think I have it. Baron?
Mr. Tan.
The pleasure. I need... If I keep going, there'll be no more It's a shooting gallery. The mere thought of cotton candy makes me shiver. The real thing is just gross. Truda? Would you...
Come
Yo! Never mind.
Oh, yes.
Does the...
Half doppel. If you ask shady, you better not...
Oh. Ah. I'll...
Make your...
I don't want to take this with me. Perfect. Another
Thanks. Perfect. Almost there. One piece to go.
Synchronized tachyon impulses. Yes, check.
I don't even know what...
Don't worry.
They won't be needing this. Perfect.
That should work. Neat. That's it. Hans, we got it. The quantum discriminator.
Projectory matrix, check. Ha! It's working.
This place. Fascinating. Hello?
And over here.
Where? Lazarus! Don't leave me.
Mr. Space Pilot, we have to hurry.
Tannhauser, this way.
Barbarossa, I...
Remember the
Can you see the real word?
Welcome to the rabbit hole, Mr. Tannhauser.
What was that? Barbarossa.
Ouch, that's not looking good.
We're not going to get this door opened without Barbarossa. Let's have a look at our patient. I'll try a reboot. Reset, repeat, rewind.
Didn't I suggest settling your horses?
Gretchen, please, listen to us.
You better make haste, guys, or else...
But all this gentleman wants is to get back home, through the portal.
Oh, well, this thing has barely enough juice left for one more leap. And that will be mine. Sucks to be you.
We can't let you go on like this.
Can't you see? You are destroying everything around you.
Oh, I couldn't care less. As if there was anything worth preserving in this rat hole.
What's wrong with you? I never thought you could be like that.
And that's exactly where you were wrong, Bambi. You don't even have the slightest idea of the immense power this portal yields. My life's work. All these years of searching and poof, there it is. You even let me right here, you stupid oaf. Oh, let me tell you, if my mother could see me now.
Your mother?
My mother. I'm only going to fill you in so you don't have to die in ignorance. But if you still didn't get it, I'll take it slow for you. My mother built this facility. All of this is her work. She is the Millennium Corporative. I'm going to head out and find her on the other side, and you ain't gonna stop me.
I understand you, but does that justify taking the whole world with you? We have to find another way, Gretchen.
What's in this world for me anyway? I don't care. It has brought me nothing but pain and sorrow. Where I am going, another world awaits. Many other worlds.
We can't let this happen.
Ma'am, step back from the console.
Before things get dirty.
Okay, boys. Enough is enough. I warned you. Dolores will now take navigational control.
Acknowledged, Gretchen. Navigational control on. Dolores challenge phase 1. Head her up and move her out. Power stride and ready to go.
I can't reach it. I can't reach it. I can't reach... I can't get close enough. Stop it.
Intruder alert. Intruder alert. Error. Memory overflow. Intruder alert. Intruder alert.
What in Schrödinger's name was that?
Damn it! Damn.
You are making a huge mistake. Ouch!
She's probably going to be lost in that network of worlds for all eternity.
I think she didn't really mean it that way. I feel sorry for her. There was no way around, though. Otherwise, she may have destroyed my world. Goodbye, Gretchen. Barbarossa!
That was probably too much for him.
Those circuits had it going. Thanks, Barbarossa. You were a true friend.
Scouts. Honor.
Thank you, Hans, for everything. I have to go home now.
Lazarus, wait. Will we meet again?
That I cannot say. But I would like you to know there were so many timelines where our paths didn't cross. Which is why I feel particularly happy to have been a part of this one.
But I still have so many questions. This is my life, my work. It means everything to me.
I may have answers for you, but if I stay, I will die. Would you come with me?
Come with you? You mean to the great beyond? The big empty? The Netherrealm? The eternal darkness? Into the void?
Yes, I really mean it. Come along with me. That would be so fantastic. You and I traveling the galaxies. Let's journey to the stars. It will bring us oneness with the universe.
But how can I?
Just come. Don't let yourself be confined to the boundaries of your own self. Let me open your eyes. I promise it would grant you a much greater understanding of life and of the universe itself.
Please do not leave me here.
I'm sorry.
Beverly, something just came to a closure. I suddenly have a notion of everything being imminent. That it has all been decided already, for now and forever. I'll come back for you once I'm done here. I promise.
There's nothing wrong with your oil pump. Could be something with your hyperdrive engine.
Check before we took off.
Let's see. Oh, look at that. Interdimensional stone chip in your quantum leap compensator.
We are in luck. A new hyperdrive is around 29 spacebucks these days.
Just a minute. Hear that? Purring like a kitten.
Thanks, I guess. Will I ever be the same again?
Just like I told you. It's more like an upgrade.
Gretchen?
Yes, Dolores?
Is it far?
No. No, it isn't.